In the quiet of a dimly lit room, a young man hunched over a drawing board, his hand moving with a hopeful urgency. The world outside was asleep, but in his mind, characters danced and stories unfolded. He was an artist, a dreamer. But the world wasn't always kind to dreamers. Rejection letters piled up, each one a paper cut to his spirit. One editor's words stung the most. "You lack imagination." Imagine hearing that. Being told the very thing that fuels your soul, the fire in your heart, simply isn't there. For many, that would be the end. The dream would flicker and die. But this wasn't just any young man. This was Walt Disney. And for him, that rejection wasn't an ending. It was a spark. He picked up his pencil again. Because what do you do when someone tells you that you can't imagine? You don't just imagine. You build worlds. You create a place where laughter is the official language and wonder is the currency. Out of that inkwell of supposed failure, a little mouse with big round ears began to take shape. A mouse who would one day whistle his way into the hearts of millions. This wasn't just about drawing cartoons. It was about proving that imagination wasn't some frivolous, useless thing. It was the most powerful force in the universe. It was the blueprint for a better, more joyful reality. The journey was anything but a fairy tale. Walt and his brother Roy faced bankruptcy, betrayal, and the constant threat of failure. They poured every last dollar, every ounce of their belief, into their fledgling studio. While others saw animation as a cheap novelty, a short gag before the main feature, Walt saw something more. He saw a new art form, a way to tell stories with the depth, emotion, and magic of live-action cinema, but with the limitless freedom of a painter's canvas. He pushed his artists, his animators, to go beyond what was possible. To make snow look soft, to make a deer's tear feel real, to make an audience believe a princess could be awakened by a kiss. Then came Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. The industry called it Disney's folly. Who would sit through a feature-length cartoon? Who would care about a storybook princess? They said it would bankrupt him. They said it was impossible. But Walt's belief was infectious. He acted out every scene for his animators, his voice filling the studio with the high-pitched terror of Snow White in the dark forest, the gruff grumbling of Grumpy, and the gentle wisdom of Doc. He wasn't just directing a film, he was breathing life into a dream. And when the premiere night came, the audience of hardened Hollywood critics and celebrities who had come expecting to mock found themselves weeping, laughing, and at the end, rising to their feet in a thunderous standing ovation. He hadn't just made a movie, he had changed movies forever. But Walt's imagination couldn't be contained by a movie screen. His vision was bigger. While watching his own daughters on a merry-go-round, he felt a familiar pang of dissatisfaction. He was sitting on a park bench, just a spectator, while they were having all the fun. Why wasn't there a place where parents and children could have fun together? A place that was clean, safe, and most importantly, magical. The idea began to form, not of an amusement park with its cheap thrills and grimy corners, but of something entirely new. A land, a kingdom of fantasy, adventure, and tomorrow. Once again, the world told him he was crazy. Bankers, city planners, even his own wife, Lillian, questioned the sanity of sinking millions into a patch of orange groves in Anaheim, California. A theme park? It was a risky, unproven business. But Walt saw it. He could walk through the park in his mind's eye. He saw the steam train pulling into Main Street, the majestic castle rising at the end of the boulevard, the pirate ships clashing in the Caribbean, the rocket ships blasting off to the moon. This wasn't just a collection of rides. It was a story you could walk into, a place where every detail, from the doorknobs to the rooftops, was part of a larger narrative of happiness and escape. He assembled a team of Imagineers, a word he coined himself, a blend of artists, architects, and engineers. They weren't building a park, they were building a different reality. When construction began, the challenges were immense. The Matterhorn mountain was a marvel of engineering. The animatronics for the Jungle Cruise were technological breakthroughs. Every day was a battle against budgets, timelines, and the laws of physics. But driven by Walt's relentless perfectionism and unwavering vision, the impossible slowly became possible. The orange groves transformed. A castle rose from the dust. On July 17, 1955, Disneyland opened its gates. The opening day was a chaotic mess, a black Sunday of counterfeit tickets, melting asphalt, and failing plumbing. But amidst the chaos, something magical happened. People saw the castle, they rode the teacups, they sailed with the pirates. They saw past the opening day glitches and saw the dream made real. They saw a place built not on cynicism but on hope, a place that told them that the world could be a more wondrous place. Disneyland wasn't just a success, it became a cultural pilgrimage site, a symbol of American optimism and ingenuity. Walt's creative engine never slowed down. He saw the potential of television to bring his world into people's living rooms every week. He dreamed of a city of the future, Epcot, an experimental prototype community of tomorrow, a real, living blueprint for urban innovation. His mind was a perpetual motion machine of ideas, each one bigger and bolder than the last. He believed that curiosity was the key to everything. He encouraged his team to keep learning, to keep growing, to keep moving forward. He knew that creativity wasn't a finite resource you could use up. It was a muscle that got stronger the more you used it. The source of this incredible drive wasn't just ambition. It was a deep, almost childlike love for storytelling and a profound desire to bring joy to people. He wanted to create a legacy of happiness, to build something that would outlive him, something that would continue to spark imagination in future generations. He looked at the faces of children watching his films, or walking through his park, and in their wide-eyed wonder, he saw the ultimate validation of his life's work. He saw that the lack of imagination he was once accused of had somehow managed to build entire worlds of it for others. Walt Disney's legacy is not just in the films he made or the parks he built. It's in the very idea that a dream, held with enough passion and pursued with relentless tenacity, can reshape the world. They said he lacked imagination, so he built worlds instead. He showed us that fantasy is not an escape from reality, but a way of understanding and improving it. He left us with a simple yet profoundly powerful truth, a guiding star for all the dreamers who would follow, a promise whispered from a time of black and white struggle into our vibrant, colorful present. If you can dream it, you can do it. Thank you so much for watching this journey with us. If you felt inspired, please consider liking this video and subscribing to our channel for more stories about the people who dared to change the world. We'd love to have you with us.